Hi guys, now we are going to discuss about the methodologies and the tools in the product innovation process. The methodological and tools of the most interest to the innovators are the directly that is enable as well as support and direct the right methods and practice for your innovation process. So some of the common tools are, first one is your deep dive, second was your prototyping, third is design thinking, and fourth is your TRIZ technology, and fourth is your five is your open innovation, and six co-creation, and seventh one is your agile innovations. Now we are going to discuss about the deep dive. Deep dive is almost like your brainstorming technique. That is nothing but your group of people sit together and generate new ideas, and they will provide the solution in a specific domain of your interest. That means brainstorming is nothing but to collect that means discussion, but deep dive is almost like nothing but it's a discussion as well as it has to collect all the possible ideas, like how Starbucks they did it now, the 360 that means 3 lakhs ideas, from that they collected the 300 ideas, so that way. So all the contributors are valid, and the keynote for your successful session is to share as many ideas as possible without evaluating them, and all the ideas are recorded and evaluated once the deep dive session is completed, and ideas may be used independently or combined for your better grasp. And as well as deep dive provides a quick means for tapping the creativity of a limited number of people for a large number of ideas. It also provides a free and open environment that encourage everyone to participate. Now we are going to discuss about the prototyping. So prototyping is an early sample or your model like stuff, or release of your product to be test, or concept, or your process. So or generally it's your replica, so that one. So prototyping is often overlooked aspects of your product innovation. That means how your idea to work. So that is your prototype, and it mostly regarded as your demo, like a future of your product. However, prototyping is a critical aspect as it's to understand, define, and refine the features as well as the specification of your future product, or your idea, or your concept model. Now we are going to discuss about the design thinking. So design thinking draws on logic, or your imagination and intuition and systematic reasoning to explore the possibilities of what could be, and create your desired outcomes that benefits the end users. So design thinking informs the human-centered innovation. That means which begins with developing and understanding of your customers, or users, or your unarticulated needs. So by helping them, the innovators, to gain greater clarity to find the viable or feasible as well as your desirable ideas. So this approach tends to minimize the uncertainty and the risk of innovation by using your collective intelligence through a series of lenses to grow their understanding of your customer needs. By also engaging with customers or your users actively throughout the process, using a series of your prototypes to learn, test, as well as your refine concepts. So its main, the five basic things is empathize, ideate, prototype, test, and launch. So that basic steps they will follow while doing the design thinking. That means the user should be very comfortable with respect to your product, and it should be a commercialized also. So that is the main theme of your design thinking. Now we are going to discuss about the TRIZ. That is nothing but your theory of inventive problem solving method. So it's a methodology or a technique for innovations that provide an excellent principles and concrete tools for creative thinking for your technological development. TRIZ is more or less your similar to your brainstorming, however owing to its complexity, and it can be a barrier to its use and applications. So TRIZ required involvement and discipline that pay rich dividend in novel breaking solutions, such as well as re-ignorated problems or solving effect to the toughest problems. Now we are going to discuss about your open innovation. So open innovation is an innovative technique that involves flow of ideas or knowledge within or outside your organization during your innovation process. That means your internal R&D team as well as the third party sources for developing your prototype. So that one, and ideas are evaluated and only the best and most promising ones are selected for their development as well as your commercialization. So under the open innovation paradigm, there is an important flow of external knowledge in the organization, which turns in to the project into the cooperation with the external process and causes the purchase and incorporations of your external technologies. At the same time, your innovations are generated within the companies can be sold as your technology as well as to your industry property to the organization, since either they are not applicable within their business model or because the company has no capacity or experience to develop the inventions. The final result is that some products reach the market by using exclusively internal resources from the initial idea up to the commercialization of your final product. Other products are the result of incorporating your external knowledge at different stage of their development. So now we are going to discuss about the co-creation. So co-creation is an innovative technique that makes use of the people external to the company in the ideation phase of your new product or your service development. So the people involved in the process may include your customers or maybe your suppliers, your distributors or your general populations, or who are all made aware with the or they are contributing towards your development of your idea into the prototype or your concepts. So through a series, so now we are going to discuss about the co-creation. So co-creation is an innovative technique that makes use of the people external to the company in the ideation phase of your new product or your service development. So the people involved in the process may include your customers or maybe your suppliers, your distributors or your general populations, or who are all made aware with the or they are contributing towards your development of your idea into the prototype or your concepts. So through a series of steps, people are invited to contribute or evaluate and refine the ideas and your concepts. So involving a wide assortment of consumers and stakeholders can help in a consistent flow of your ideas as well as your concepts that can be used for your new development or your process development in your organization. So now we are going to discuss about the Agile. So Agile innovations refers to an iterative as well as your incremental method of managing the idea related to the design, as well as it will build the activities of engineering or information technology and other business area that aims to provide new product or service development in a highly flexible and interactive manner. So the techniques helps to generate better ideas by involving the people across the entire organization and surrounding the ecosystems. So traditionally the Agile methodology has been applied in the software industry as well as the software development, because the customer has to be or the company should be part of the product while developing the each and every stage, because after developing the product, if customer is not happy, the whole thing will be waste. So that it should not be happen. So for that the software industry they made like this. As well as Agile innovation is not limited to only innovating the new offerings, but it emphasizes the sustainability of a new innovation in changing the environment. Actually before Agile they are using the waterfalls technology. So by that they face a lot of issues due to the communication gap between the organization and the customers. So for reducing this Agile technology.
When companies set strategy, they often stumble. Either they collect a lot of backward-looking data, which doesn't tell them what future customers really want, or they make risky bets based on instinct instead of evidence. Design thinking is a strategy-making process that avoids these mistakes by applying tools from the world of design and shifting the focus to human behavior. Popularized by David M. Kelly and Tim Brown of IDEO and Roger Martin of the Rotman School, design thinking has 3 major stages. First, invent a future. Form a few theories about what customers might want but don't have by immersing yourself in their lives. Instead of polling them about specific products or services, observe and ask questions about their behavior. Next, test your ideas out. Use iterative prototyping with good enough products or services and conduct a few quick experiments to see how consumers respond. Adjust the product, the pricing, or the positioning accordingly. Finally, bring the new product or service to life. When you've got a winner, identify the activities, capabilities, and resources your company will need to actually produce, distribute, and sell it. For example, when senior managers at Procter & Gamble wanted to turn around the skincare brand Oil of Olay, they began by observing shoppers in both mass retail channels and high-end department stores. They realized that their industry had been primarily targeting women over 50 who were worried about wrinkles, while pretty much ignoring those in their 30s and 40s who were concerned about other issues. This was a huge market to be captured. So P&G experimented with new formulations that would tackle multiple skincare goals, then tested different prototypes, price points, and store displays. Finally, the company launched a series of new premium yet broadly distributed products that were well received by a wide range of consumers. By using imaginative, human-centered problem-solving, design thinking can help you unlock new markets and identify new strategies.
We can't all be first-time lucky. Usually we make things happen through trial and error. That's where prototyping comes in. It's a way of developing, testing, and improving an idea before sending it out into the world. You design it, review it in a real-life scenario, and work out how to improve it. Then you do it all over again until you know it really works. It's a low-cost, low-risk way of making sure a product or a service has been test-driven before it's ready to be scaled up. It saves innovators and stakeholders time and money, so only the best version of something goes forwards. Prototypes have always been used to test products in tech and engineering, but it's also used to stimulate innovative ideas in the public sector. At Nesta, we've used prototyping to explore questions like, what would happen if there were contactless donation points in public parks? Or how can museums use technology to engage new audiences? We've created practical toolkits on prototyping. And we've funded innovators to make their own prototypes so they can test out ideas that will change the world for good.
In today's hyper-fast, super-competitive business world, on time is now too late, on budget is now too expensive, and today's innovation is tomorrow's antique, which means app releases that used to happen regularly now need to happen continuously, while always delivering experiences that keep your customers coming back for more. In other words, you need to be agile, and there's no better way to get there than with Agile Management from CA Technologies, a complete set of solutions and services that make agility a reality, so you can anticipate and rapidly respond to change, and immediately incorporate customer feedback, build a flexible bridge between ideas and execution, and transform app delivery from an endpoint into an always-on part of your development lifecycle, while ensuring an exceptional service experience. With Agile Management, you'll successfully introduce and scale Agile processes to every part of your organization, which means everyone from developers to directors will become one happy family. Delays and detours will be replaced by speed and simplicity. And your people will go from working in silos to working in harmony. Because agility is more than a technique. It's a transformation, a powerful, proven way to get and stay ahead. So be the one who wins. App after app, day after day, with Agile Management from CA.